own skin and I feel everything. It's amazing. I feel good when you feel good. I knew I would. It's amazing. I've wanted this for so long. Now the deed has been done. We shall rise with the sun. Spend our time as one. Now there is no sin in anything. It's amazing. I love life, I hope you do too. 'Cause I love everything. It's all amazing. I feel new. Do you feel new? I understand when they say we're born again. 'Cause I've been born again. I'm born again. And it's amazing. It's the best thing. It's glorious. It's life-changing. This feeling is amazing. It's the best thing. It's glorious. It's life-changing. This feeling.
Hello, and we are live on Saturday, 5 o'clock. I hope you're all well and staying safe, everybody. And I need everyone to hit the like and share button tonight. Share it to family, friends, to groups. Let's just get all this support and love out there to everybody, people that are struggling with mental health, addiction. Just please share it to everybody and let's just get this out into the community. So I'm Emily and I'm going to be hosting, so it's all a bit daunting tonight. So I usually do comments, so I've upgraded a little bit. So I'm Emily and I've got the lovely Brad who's going to be doing comments. So we'll just go over to Brad quickly just to see if there is anything, if anyone's put on. Brad, hello.
Yeah. Hiya, you all right? Yeah, we've got a few people on. Daniel Red Rose, hi guys. Kaylee Kml, hi Dan. Jodie Clayton, come on, Dan. There's Daniel Littlechild watching, Alison Kershaw. Chris Rowland, good evening, guys. Oliver McMillan, glad to hear it. We've got Donna Feeney in the house tonight. Hi, Emily. Donna Feeney, hi, Dan. Yeah, we've got plenty coming through. The new Saturday Night Live, Carl Hydeman. Big love, Daniel, from Emelina. Got Francesca Littlechild. Hi, Dan. Plenty of love for Dan. Carl Hydeman. Go, Emily. Lee Thomas. Hi, Emily. I'm sure I know you. And we've got Jim Burns. Hi, all. Chris Rowlands. David Mack. Rocks. Love. And Bev Webster. You're going to be great. David Simpson. Hi. Love you. That's all we've got for now. Lee Thomas.
That's enough. that's all. That's enough. And I do know you, Lee Thomas. You know me very well, my lovely. So we've also got the lovely Dan who's going to be hosting with me. So I'm going to pass Dan over to introduce the other people that are going to be on tonight.
Thanks, Emily. Yeah, my name's Daniel Littlechild. I work for Red Rose Recovery in the east of Lancashire. I'm going to be sharing a bit of my life story later on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce the guests as they're going to appear. So if I just introduce David first, do you want to come in and introduce yourself, David?
Hey, hello everybody at Red Rose and LUF, and my name's David. Don't like to use an American accent, but I do. Probably comes from my daughter who does the logging all the time. But yeah, I am in long-term recovery, but I also run DMC Media and produce films that are recovery orientated. Nice to meet you.
Thanks ever so much, David, and welcome. Shane.
Hello. So I'm Shane. I'm from Accrington Stanley Community Trust, and I'm just going to talk a little bit later on about a project that we've got called Divert, and also some of the work we've been doing and some of the support we've been trying to give out during what I'm sure you'll all agree is a pretty tough time.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks ever so much, Shane. Emily, have we got anything else to add before we introduce our first guest?
I don't think so. I think there's quite a few people on the comments and people liking and sharing. So like I said, just keep doing that. There's lots of support, and it's not just for addiction, it's mental health as well. People are really, really struggling. We've got quite a few, sad tales that have, of people that have taken their lives that are struggling. So please, 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 get this out there to everybody, and let's get that support for people who need it the most. So yeah, no, that's fine, Dan. It's over to you, lovey.
Okay, David, do you want to play your first song, my friend?
I will indeed. Thank you very much. So, I was going to say as well, if you're out there and you're watching, if you're trying to get clean or you're struggling, it's okay, because I struggle too. And once upon a time, the doctor said, you never play guitar again. Because of my addiction, I badly scalded my hands. And I learned to play again in open tuning. But after this, you might beg to differ. However, this is one of my own songs, and I'll just sing this for you as an introduction. They said we won't make it through, but I look at me and I look at you. Take my hand, we'll lead the way. No matter what life throws at us, we'll be okay. Now the time spoke about us, tomorrow they made a fuss. I don't care, just because I love you. Along the way, I made mistakes. Not enough what I could take, but I made it through. Because I looked at you. They said you're no good, but if you cut me off your feet, we got the same color blood. But I said we're well on our way. No matter where you're at, we're all in this, I say. Now it's time to spoke about us. Now it's time they made a fuss. I love you. And on the way, I made mistakes. I had enough of what life could take. Got on my knees and I prayed to you. And if you're struggling, that's okay. I'm just the same, making it through this day. Let's talk about it, we'll be all. Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you.
What a talent. Absolutely fantastic. Brad, is there any comments?
Yeah, we've
Sure,
got
there's
a
loads.
few, yeah, there's a few comments here. Lots of love and likes coming through as well. Donna Feeney, yes, David. Samantha Neen, amazing. David Simpson, guitar genius. Chris Rowlands, we love, and he's on fire. Lindsay Jackson, met David at Little Dale Hall, an amazing guy. Hope he's going to sing Creep. Bev Webster says brilliant. Tracy Gillespie, if I've pronounced it right. Sorry if I've not. I just joined. My friend's in rehab has fallen, and I'm so scared for her. Al Heineman, huge applause. Well done. We've got Stuart Watson, mental health and addiction, very closely linked, IMO, so it's fantastic. Red Rose Recovery have broadened out to reach as many people as possible. Thanks for the morning call, Linz. It's brightened my day. Cheers. I saw this guy in rehab. Great. Al Idman, that was exactly what I didn't know. I needed to hear it. Hello, Dave from Codge Codge. There's plenty of love coming through. Francesca Littlechild, Fab. Lee Thompson, nice one, David. Respect. We've got Jim Burns, very uplifting, which is great to hear. Barbara English, good singer, well done. And we've got Willie McBlain. Thanks, Emily, for your mention of people struggling mental health. Struggling myself, to everyone out there. Keep going. Thanks to all the help I've used, all Willie. And we've got Judith Wilburn, amazing, very touching, praying hands. And Margaret Garcia Viso. Hi, Tracy, scary times, keep strong.
Thanks, Brad.
Oh, thank you, Brad. That's amazing. Well, Judith, that's my mum, Judith Wilbraham. Hi, Mum. Hello, hello. And Willie, big shout out to Willie and everybody else that is struggling. Really hard times. Willie, you know we love you. Big, massive Red Rose Recovery hug for you, sweetheart. And for everybody out there that is struggling, there's going to be lots of support. People will give you support on the links and the comments, so just reach out. And yeah, I'd just like to say thank you to David. That was fantastic. I don't know, Dan, if you want David to give us a bit of a background of what.
So like a few of the guys that have said in the comments, I first met David when he come into
Dan.
Sorry
to jump in, but I don't want to scroll past that comment that Julie made, Julie Gillespie, about, you know, a friend in rehab who's struggling, who's fallen. And I just want to say, sometimes that's where you learn what it is you need to learn. You know, I'm not saying all the time, but, you know, the evidence shows us that addiction is a chronic relapsing condition. And I think it's brilliant that you, Julie, are there to support her, because what I know categorically is you cannot do this on your own. You cannot get well on your own. You need other people wrapped around you, friends like you. So that's a brilliant thing. The other thing I wanted to just say, because you're going to get introduced to an amazing, awesome guy whose story is just phenomenal. I want to say that number of people who are tuned in live is going up and up and up and up and up all the time. But it'll go even higher if you just hit the like and the share button. There's a lot of people out there who are isolated, they're alone, they don't know that there's a huge network of people that are just saying, come and be part of it, come and get involved. We've got loads of stuff going on. So hit that share button and let them, let them know we're here to support. The last thing before we get into Dave is the theme is respect. So, show us a little bit of respect tonight and hit that share button.
Well, there's a lot of respect because Margaret is just reached out to that lady that's struggling, Tracy. So thank you, Margaret. And it looks like they're going to be in contact with each other and have a conversation. So that just goes to show what we can do. Look at that connection, and someone's reached out and someone's going to get some support. So that is what I love about Red Rose. I really do.
If you just put it in the comments, someone will pick it up, won't they? One of our guys will pick it up. Thanks for that, Pete. Yeah, so sorry, just to continue my story really briefly before I introduce David. So I met him in Littledale Hall in 2018. I wasn't long in. When I heard his story, it actually put me, sobbing with tissues, and really made me think about my situation too. And it's just really, really powerful. And can I introduce you, David? Do you want to share a little bit about where you've come from and where you are today, and your little bit of celebration that you were celebrating yesterday? Not a little bit, but massive achievement, what you're celebrating. Thank you.
Of course. So my name's David. I'm in long-term recovery, and the theme's about respect, and I respect anybody who tries to have a go at getting clean or trying to get help for mental health, because from my own experience I know and felt how tough it's been, and also felt how low I could go during, and how I felt like maybe I didn't belong in this world, and just felt like I was wandering in a wilderness full of a world I didn't really understand. But it changed when I went into rehab, and I got help. Prior to that, I was in and out of jails, lost my leg through injecting, and mum and dad were drug addicts, they were hippies, and I always thought that I'd end up like them, which I did, end up even worse. But the best thing is I sought help, I reached out, and it was so hard to ask for that help. I could get clean, but I couldn't stay clean. I never thought I needed a rehab. And, when I went into rehab, they introduced us to the 12 steps, and we started with some meetings, and I got involved in the community. And I remember the LUF going back over 15 years ago, and I got involved in the Lancashire User Forum. The little LUF logo you see, I designed that about 15 years ago when I was learning Photoshop. Do you know what I mean? I didn't know much about Photoshop or stuff, but I was tinkering away. So I said, can anyone do a logo? And it was good, valuable skills that I was learning. And back then, there was only about a dozen of us trying to do something positive. But I learned quickly that when I use drugs, I'm selfish. And I learned that when I clean up, I can be quite giving and do things for others. And I used to love going to the LUF. We had it in the Gershak Centre. Didn't I feed you? Oh my God. Talk about them vegetarian curries. They come on big platters. It was a bit like, remind me of jail a bit. Not that, but they give you these trays with little bloody holes on them like that and fill it with all curry. You got a lot better food in jail, by the way. You know what I mean? But you had this little thing and I thought, I feel well at home here. But I just seen other people. The thing that inspired me is like when you're on here and I can see Brad, Emily, Dan, Shane, Peter. I see other people and think, you know what, they're doing something good. And my thought goes, well, when they speak, they've done the things I've done. They felt how I felt. So if they can do it, why can't I? And all I seen is they left some footsteps in the sand. And I just thought, do you know what? If I follow in them footsteps, I'm not going to get lost in the desert. So I just followed their footsteps, because every time I've tried to take a step away from the footsteps in the sand, I've got lost in the desert. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, then I'm thirsty. And no matter what I try and do, I can't find anywhere that feels like home, because it's just I'm just lost. But I follow them footsteps. And do you know what? The maddest thing is that I was following their footsteps, but they was following somebody else's footsteps. And not that they was in front or I was behind. They were just following somebody else because they was leading the way, what they had to do. And I looked behind and I realised I left footsteps. And people was following my footsteps. And when I look at it, I think, really, it's like we was holding each other's hands to say, do you know what, come on, you can do this. And it's like, yeah, but I'm finding it hard. I struggle saying how I feel to people. I want to speak to people, but I don't. I'm scared that they might not like me. Whatever I've got to say, is it good enough to say? But then when I start to reach out to people, say, you are, David, you're good just as you are. We love you just as you are. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, and I needed that, and I just took baby steps, and I seen the path laid out in front of me, just took baby steps, and I went to college because I didn't know what to do. I couldn't go to an employer saying, I've not got a CV. And what have you done for 18 years? I couldn't say I was a good criminal, because I ended up in jail, so I'm not even a good criminal. So, like, you know, what can I say I'm good at? I'm good at taking drugs. I'm not even fucking good at that. I lost my leg for injecting anger about. What am I good at? Anger about. I'll think of something. Wait there. I'll tell you what I'm good at. Anger about. Oh, I don't know what I'm good at. Do you know what I mean? So, like, whatever I messed up. But I went to college and I went to university, got a degree. And amongst all this, just stayed clean and just tried my best. Do you know what I mean? And just seeing other people doing it, like I said before. And I always had loads of support. People was always there saying, come on, you can do this, you're all right. And I got a degree. And then I just thought, you know, I'm going to start my own business. So I started a little film company 13 years ago. I drove all the way to London to buy a camera that took tapes. I didn't trust the postman. I thought, and that popped out, I'm not paying £3,000 to trust the postman. I'm getting in my car. Better watch if I don't swear. Don't say F or bugger, you're live on Channel 4. So I got in my car and I drove all the way to Hamel Hampstead to buy this camera. And I got it. And I got given opportunity at Burnley House when it was in Woodhouse to do session work there. And I did it, and used to teach filmmaking, and it's gone from doing that to 13 years later, filming in more or less all the prisons I've been in, are filming. And I love it. And I'm flying my drone around, and the officer's saying, can you spot any security risks? And I thought, 19 years ago, it'd been me. He said, go up over there. He said, like, trying to get some inside information off without flying around with a drone thinking, this is brilliant, this. And the governor's saying, I said, take us down the block. I said, let me back out, but take us down, let's have a look. And they said, take me to the cell that I was in. And they took me to the cell and I thought, this prison looks a lot bigger back then. Do you know what I mean? And it's brilliant, honestly. It's just like being able to do that. In 2016, I know because Red Rose Recovery work with Wymont prison, don't they? And we're teaching for doing films in there. And we won the Recovery Street Film Festival. And they invited us to London to work in titles where they did Bridget Jones's Knickers, whatever it's called. I don't know what the name is. Bridget Jones's Bloody Diary or something. But we was in there, and they let me do a talk like this, like I'm doing in front of you. I don't know why they unleashed me, because the Duchess of Cambridge was in there. I'm like going, yes. And I thought, this is brilliant. And she came up to me later and she said, I'm stood in this circle A. I couldn't leave the circle, and I really wanted to leave the circle. I was a rebel. And it's like, circle A, you've got to stay in the circle. And I thought, oh, they put one foot in. I thought, don't do that. There might be bloody armed police. But there wasn't. But I stood there and she'd come in. And then she shook me by the hand. She said, thank you for everything you do for people in recovery and helping them connect through your filming. And I thought, man, and I thought, I didn't get there on my own. I got there by the help of other people, by people investing in me, by investing time in myself, by not giving up, by staying clean, by just putting one step in front of the other, thinking, I can do this, it's okay. And, you know, I've learned to play the guitar again. I'm going to play Creep later on. I'm getting back to rehab to do talks. I've still got problems. I've still got certain issues. I've just celebrated 19 years clean yesterday. You know, so it's like, and when someone says that, I've been clean longer than I used drugs. I used drugs for 18 years and I've been clean 19. My stepdaughter, who's 6, I'm teaching her how to film. I missed out with my real daughter. I don't see her, but I've been given a chance with somebody else's daughter, and it's amazing. And I realised, I'll finish on these last few things, I realised that I thought success was having my own company, but it's not. Do you know what real success is for me? Being a father, because I can pass something on that's good. My mum and dad didn't do that. I can do that. So this little girl, she's got 2 little cameras, she does vlogging, she's coming tomorrow, we do jiu-jitsu together, we do arts and crafts. She's got a little guitar there, a little pink guitar next to mine. I'm teaching her to play the guitar. Do you know what I mean? Doing all kind of stuff, and she's, at night, when we're in bed, she's got her own room, getting to sleep, and it's another bloody thing, and homeschooling and all that. But she puts a little arm around me, said, you're the best ever. You cannot buy that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's what success is for me. And like I said, when I started, I am no different to anybody else. I am not special. All I did was just see what other people was doing and just took one step. And do you know, when I took a step, guess what somebody did? They took a step with me. And when I felt like I was on my own, I wasn't. People was always there. Do you know what I mean? And every time I took a step, people took a step with me. So if you're watching this and you're struggling, you have abundance of help right here, right now. And there's people there. Or I'll hold out my hand. Do you know what I mean? And if you need help, it's there. I am just like you, no different. But I don't know if we've gone on there, Dan, but I just wanted to get that in. And it's always a privilege to come to Red Rose Recovery and to see you go from a seed to a tree to helping the community. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Brilliant, David. Thanks ever so much. I like what you just said at the end as well. Sometimes we plant them seeds, don't we, and we don't get to see the flower grow. So yeah, it's amazing. Thanks ever so much for your share. I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. So you did some filming, didn't you, around Accrington and around Burnley? If you just want to tell the guys quickly what that was about.
Oh yes, because of the lockdown, the guys in prison at the minute, we're doing a lot of work with prisons. They can't get out the cell. Do you know what I mean? They're in quarantine. So they're already in quarantine because they're in prison, but they're in quarantine. Yeah. So they said, can you do anything to help them? And they have prison TV. So what we did, they commissioned us to the 4 prisons around the northwest. I think it's HMP in Manchester. I think Lancaster Farms. I think it's a couple of others, Buckley Hall. But they said, can you do like little short films? They can upload 5-minute clips to prison. So we went to Accrington, a young lady there, brilliant story. A guy in Blackpool, Steve, you all know Steve. Yeah. Really nice lad, Terry, we interviewed him. And one of my old friends, Paul, who I thought had like died, he's from Warrington, but they uploaded to prison TV to show them that there's a way out. Do you know what I mean? And that's all what I realised. Film and media is powerful. What we're doing now is powerful, isn't it? We're all live online, so getting that across in a creative way to get a message of recovery out there, it just surpasses anything, because you get that therapeutic value of one person helping another. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks ever so much, David. Emily, what do you reckon? We need him on Puzzle Productions, don't we?
Absolutely fantastic. I'm just in awe of you, and like you said, it's about respect, and huge respect to you. And this is a problem. We don't even respect ourselves in addiction, do we? You know, we can't respect anybody else because we can't even respect and love ourselves. But when we all get into the recovery and we get the people supporting us, it's massive. I mean, I just want to mention, like, I've got Lee Thomas, who was on here, a friend of mine growing up as kids, on that crazy train together, and he's watching, he's linked up, he's doing really well, he's in recovery, he's getting himself clean and smashing it, and huge respect to him, and it just goes to show that, like you say, those little footprints, I got into recovery, I spoke to him about what I was doing, he's managed to sort it himself, and he's on here and he's supporting me, and he's getting the support himself, and I think he's with his friend Wayne as well. I think they're in a recovery house together, and it just shows, doesn't it? And it's like you were saying, just looking after each other and knowing that there is another way, because when you're in addiction, you feel like there's nothing, you feel like everyone's going to judge you, people don't want to help you, you feel worthless, don't you? But it's like you just say, it's just about helping each other. And I just massive respect to you, David. Honestly, your story is amazing. I'm just like, wow. What a you said about your stepdaughter. I think that's beautiful, really, really beautiful. So well done. I don't know if there's any comments. Have
you seen his TikToks? Have you seen David's TikTok?
No.
There's something else. Yeah, there's something else him and his stepdaughter do. They're amazing, really funny.
Oh, I think I have. Actually, I think I have. And did you do a photo? Did you do a picture on the hat competition on the LUF?
Yeah.
Yes.
Brad.
Yeah. Where to start? There's plenty. Lee Thomas, we're here for you. Joe Duffield, amazing guy. Respect, mate. Chris Rowlands, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. We've got Kaylee Carmel. Well done on your 19 years, David.
Thank you.
Stuart Watson, well said, David. Red Rose Recovery staff visited me, and Red Rose Recovery part-time staff phoned me on Xmas Eve when I was struggling. Even though she has children, and that sort of support is invaluable, inspiring, and I can't say how much I appreciate that I aspire to become the sort of person myself. So you've inspired Stuart Watson tonight. I've tried for 30 years to do this on my own, and now I can't. And now, no, I can't. We've got Sarah Elizabeth Davis, 9 years clean. I think you meant to say 19. Donna Feeney, congratulations. Joe Red Rose, well, David. Steph Masterson, nice one, David. There's plenty of comments here. Julie Carhill, well done, Dave. Chris Rowlands, again, 19 years, amazing. Love. Lucy back. I'm getting phone calls from Inspire Weekly now, but I'm not allowed them. That's allowed any meds, so only thing I've been taking is cocaine. I don't want to relapse, but these feelings keep coming back, Lucy. Keep connection, yeah, and it works. Joe D. Clayton, well done, mate. Joe Red Rose again. Oh, that's nice, David. And it just keeps going on and on and on and on.
I know it's Lee's just messaged me. There's Lee Thomas, and then there's Lee Stock and Wayne, and they're all in a recovery home together. So can we just give them a big wave? And hello, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Keep going, keep doing it. Plenty of inspiration here and stories. So yeah, thank you, Brad. Lots of love. So Dan,
shall we? Thanks ever so much, David, for your share. Thanks for coming on. You're going to play another song at the end after I do my share. So if we go to Shane, Shane's going to talk about what's going on at Accrington Town Community.
Accrington Stanley.
Accrington Stanley? Who are they?
Exactly.
Yeah, so Shane, do you want to take it away, mate, and tell us the sort of stuff that you've been doing during lockdown? Thank you.
Yeah, so First of all, just to introduce myself, my name is Shane. I work for Accrington Stanley Community Trust, and I work in community intervention. So I basically look at different ways we can reach out, different ways we can support people in the community. And obviously, given the times that we're going through at the moment, it's tough for a lot of people. So we are trying to do as much as we can to support. One of the main things I do kind of year round, my main role at Accrington Stanley is I lead on a project called Divert. The clue's in the title. We literally look to divert people. So what Divert is it's an intervention program. It's pitched at 18 to 25-year-olds, and it's pitched at people at the point that they're in custody. So we're looking at people that have got a past of offending, whether it's, petty crime or whether it's just stage that they're going through, which for a lot of people it just becomes a necessity of their circumstances. And we look at supporting people that have committed violent crime. It's a fairly new programme to the area, so I don't really expect kind of lots of people to know about it. But it is a new programme to the area. It's been running in London, in the Met for a few years, and they've seen some really, really good results from it. So like I am now, I kind of, club badge in my tracksuit, I'm in custody and I'm just trying to make connections with people. So we kind of, we'll tap on the cell door and we'll say, listen, we're here to help you. I'm not a copper, which they struggle to believe when you're wandering around custody. I'm not a copper, I'm here to help you. And I think what that does is initially makes them doubt you, because they think, well, hold on, everyone who's tapped on my door has been a copper or someone who's worked for the police. But then I think once they get past that, it becomes curiosity. It becomes, why is someone knocking on my cell door or coming to my cell trying to help me? Why are they not trying to punish me or make me, or make things worse? And that's really what we're all about. We're all about trying to give people that we come across an option, and it is an option. It's a voluntary program, so we try and give them that chance and say, we're willing to do whatever we need to do to support you, to help you minimise whatever barriers are going on in your life that have caused you to be here. And we want to work with you and support you to achieve whatever your future goals are. So, we come across people whose circumstances are completely different from one person to another. Sometimes it's people who have lost a job. Obviously, money's become tight, so they've resorted to either crime or they fell into substance misuse, addiction, and people who generally are just, like a lot of people are in the recovery system, people who are great people, but they've just made either a silly choice or they've just come across a really tough time in their life and something's not felt right for them. So, we want to give them that second chance. We don't time limit ourselves. We're not one of these organisations where we have to churn out results and churn out numbers. We're not about that. So if we meet with someone, we want to stick with them. We want to be part of their journey and just give them whatever help they need, really. And it's strange because sometimes people ask about, well, what do you actually do? So what are you actually trying to achieve? And it's really simple. First of all, we're there to listen. So we're there to listen to them, find out a little bit more about the person. Second, we're there to offer support. And again, I reiterate, it's only an offer. We're not trying to force people to kind of join us if they feel like it's not the help they need or anything like that. We want them to be ready to change and want to make that change. Because sometimes people just aren't in that position, but they might be the day after or the day after. On that, we do obviously, we try and leave information with people and just say, listen, my phone's there, you know, get in touch. So that's Divert in a nutshell. And I encourage anyone who's on Twitter to go and have a look at Divert Lancs. By all means, Google Divert. There's a little quote there from Wilfred Zaha. So anyone that's vaguely aware of football, you might recognise his name. Because he got involved in the Divert programme. He wanted to see what it was about in London. So he went and had a look. And like he said, life is different when you have to sort your own stuff out for yourself. But having someone who comes in and gives you that opportunity is massive. But it's not just Divert, so I feel like I've blocked that off. The trust itself, we are doing all sorts in the community. We recognise it's a really tough time for people. And we recognise that kind of going in and out of lockdown and then back into it, it's really messed with people. It's a really tough time for people. So we've tried to offer as much support as we can to people who are lonely, people who are feeling isolated, feeling alone. And we're just trying to say, you're not. And I know that's the reason that Dan's just flashed up that poster for me then, because the really simple message from us is, you're not alone. We've made phone calls to hundreds of people just to give them that kind of human contact, a bit of a conversation. Before lockdown, we were doing walking football. We've set up little fantasy football groups just to give something different and try and get as many different people as we can who are lonely, who are feeling isolated, a way to connect and stay in the community. We try and assess where people are at, and I don't mean that in terms of like a clinical assessment or anything like that. We try and ask questions which will provoke an answer that we can benchmark, and then over time we can just assess that benchmark and just see if there's kind of increases or decreases that we need to support with, and obviously identify people who might need that little bit more support at certain times. Dan, if you could just put the poster back up, that would be great. So yeah, my number's on the screen there. It is a work number, so I'm not 24/7. I'll never be ignorant, but I'm not always at work, so I do apologise if anyone ever texts me. It takes a few hours to get back. But the message is really simple on the left-hand side there. From a Divert perspective, if you're 18 to 25 and you feel like there's a risk of you re-offending or you need some support in that area, please get in touch. But then on top of all of that, and the message that encompasses all of that is, regardless of your age, your situation, or anything like that, if you are feeling lonely or isolated and you just want to chat, please text. It's not, we're not, there's no agenda. It's just a genuine offer to help. Because I know professionally and non-professionally, through the amount of people I spoke to, this lockdown right now is really tough. It's tough for myself. It's tough for friends that I'm close to, and it's tough for people that I speak to through work. I think there's no shame in admitting that you're struggling. I have to do it on a regular basis, and sometimes just stop and say, actually, I need to just refocus on myself, because everything else that's going on, I'm just struggling a little bit, and I want to be able to step back, connect with someone, and then go, right, I'm ready to go again. And that's probably the main message of what we're trying to say is, don't be ashamed. The chances are not many people will know me, so I am that disconnected face, a completely non-judgmental source, and I am genuine in wanting to help people. So, like I say, don't be ashamed. If you feel like you want to chat, maybe not now, but in the future, like I said, I hope some people have took my number down, and I'm here to help. And then if anyone's got any questions at all, please chuck them in the comments or whatever, and I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you so much for that. So anybody, like say the phone number's been put up on the page. you know, share it to people, and that's amazing. You know, there's lots of young people that are you know, at risk and struggling as well, so it's really important that we reach out to these people as well, you know. So if you know anybody, if you think anyone would benefit from this, just like and share it, guys, and get it out there to people. Thank you so much, Shane. That was
no problem.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Can I just quickly put my hands up and just say, I do know that it's called Accrington Stanley. It's just I had Accrington Town all in my head because it holds a lot of memories where I did my first Lancashire User Forum. So I apologise. I hold my hands up.
All right.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's respect, so we respect your apology. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Thanks, Emily.
Brad,
any comments?
Yeah, there's a little bit. We've got Margaret Garcia Viso, Aki, the centre of the world. I think Lucy's getting the support she needs after she's commented. Emily Rook, loving the support on here. Got Joe Red Rose. Hit the like and share chat, guys. Got Willie McBlain. Red Rose Recovery and LUF have been there since I was unwell. And a big thanks for your friendship and understanding, Willie. Joe Clayton, love you, Emily. You're amazing. Yeah, and it just goes on and on. Barbara English, if you like you, Shane, didn't offer help, we would all be lost. Well done. Steph Masterson, thanks for your call the other day, Emily, after group. Helped me a lot. We've got Joe from Red Rose. Sounds amazing, Shane. Thanks for everything you do in the community.
Is there any questions for Shane, Brad?
I can't see any questions, no.
So I just had a question. You know, how long has this support been there for the guys that are in custody?
So it was new to Lancashire in March, and obviously because of what's happened with coronavirus and the pandemic and all that, it has kind of slowed us down a little bit because we've had to overcome different barriers and red tape to get into custody, and just to make sure that we are working safely. But yeah, we probably got going in full in August, September, and since then, yeah, we've just been there most days, trying to offer the support we can, and then when people do link up, carrying on that support in the community and just making sure that we're offering whatever help we can.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks ever so much, Shane.
Emily.
Well, I'm going to go back to you because are you not introducing our amazing Puzzle Productions?
I'll give them an intro. What is it?
So Puzzle Productions is a drama group as part of our recovery. I'm unfortunately not on it. I usually play PC Rook. Not very well, I might add. But it's just a bit of fun. It's just something different because obviously, you know, recovery, addiction, it can be a little bit doom and gloom, you know. Sometimes we need to have a little bit of fun. We have to, you know, a bit of fun. And we've got some fantastic actors. Honestly, I think Dan and Lindsay might be in for an Oscar. Honestly, and Barbara as well. So this is about, it's like a life story of what happens in addiction, you know, the mayhem that can be caused, the families that are involved, you know, the stress it causes, the upset. So basically Puzzle Productions have brought together a few episodes of story of addiction and how it affects family members and friends. So I think this is episode 6, is it, Dan?
Yeah. So I just want to quickly say, just pick up on what Emily said as well. You know, we go into this on a Monday morning. Some of us aren't as fresh as others. And we go in there at 11 o'clock and we literally have an hour to put together an episode for you guys. It's one take. It's literally, we've got our phones in front of us. It's one take. We upload it and then our brilliant media guy puts it all together. We have got a YouTube channel where you can catch all 5 episodes. So that this one that I'm going to play for you in a minute is episode 6. And it's just about a guy's journey from addiction and eventually fingers crossed he's going to get the help that he needs. So let me just share you this, guys. And here we go.
Yeah? Yeah, I'm on my way, why? Are you actually joking me? Well, no, I bloody won't. I don't believe you're even asking me. Right, this is it, I've had enough, I'm going back home. I'm not even coming. No. I don't care, I've had enough, I've absolutely had enough. You've brought this on yourself. No, I won't. I'm not even coming. I'm not coming. Speak to the doctor.
Sheila calls Claire asking her where she is.
Right, I'm off to the hospital. Okay, Mike, I won't be long. Hello, Claire? Have you left yet, love? Do you want me to pick it up on the way?
No, I don't. I'm not going. Can't do this anymore, Sheila. No, I'm not going. I'm back at home. I just can't. He's rang me up asking him to get him a bloody bottle. Yeah, he has. I think he's had his off for a bloody ride. Oh, I don't know what to do. I can't do it. I can't be putting this. I don't know what to say. I know it's your son, but I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't. I've had enough. I've had enough.
Nigsy phones Terry.
Hello. Terry, listen, you know who it is. Listen, mate, you owe me £5,000, mate. No, you do. Terry, I don't care. Listen, Terry, that's just a scratch, mate. That is a warning. I'm telling you now, that is a warning. No, you still owe me, mate. No, I'm being serious. Listen to me now, listen very carefully. I've already been round to your birds. I know where your mum and dad live. I know your daughter. I know your whole family. Listen, mate, do not make me turn out to do something that I don't want to do. You owe me that money and get it to me. If I have to come in that hospital, mate, you won't be leaving. Do you hear me?
Hello. You do know where I am, didn't you? So what are you ringing me for about this? Listen, mate, the debt's paid. I don't know what you expect me to do, mate. I'm in hospital. Well, just listen. Leave my family out of it. This is between me and you. I will sort it, all right? Please, just leave my family out of it. Right, okay. Claire, I've just had Nigsy on the phone. He's saying that I still owe him £5,000. I don't know. You're going to have to help me. Claire, you're going to have to ask your mum and dad. I need you to ask my mum and dad too. I need to claw some of this money back. Honestly. He's going to come round, Claire. You and the kids aren't safe. Even my mum and dad aren't safe. He knows where everyone is, Claire. Claire, if you just do this for me, if you just try and get as much money as you can for me, I promise you, I will clean myself up. I will sort myself out. Claire, please.
Hello? You want £5,000? So you get stabbed and then you still owe £5,000? I'm not Oh, hello, Mum and Dad. Yeah, I haven't spoken to you in 4 years. Could I have £5,000, please? No, no! It's your mum and dad. You ask your mum and dad. And I'm not asking mine. What you... Oh, you're joking. Do you mean... Who's coming round? Well, what are they saying they're going to do? They've already been round. Are we in danger here or what? I think we should be going to the police. I don't know about ringing round for money. No, you've done this. I don't know. You're safe. You're all right there, lady in hospital. You're safe. We're not.
Grandad, I can't believe my mum has dropped me off here when I blatantly asked her, can I come with you? And she said no. I don't want to be here, Grandad. I'm sick of all this, not knowing what's going on. I wanted to go and see my dad in hospital. For God's sake, can somebody not just listen to me? I know I'm 12 years old, but no, I'm not stupid and insane. I hate you, Grandad. I hate you so much for doing this to me. I've had enough. Just had enough.
Do you mean they don't tell you anything? You're only 12. Let your mum and dad sort this out, will you? All you need to do is stay here, behave yourself, and do as you're told till Sheila gets home. All right? Hello, Sheila? How's Terry doing? Okay. I don't know how to tell you this, but Leona had a bit of an argument with me a few hours ago. I had to tell her to behave herself, and I've just been upstairs and she's not there, Flower. I think she's gone out somewhere. A bit worried about her. Will you let Claire know? All right. All right.
Hello? Look, she may have gone round to one of her mates. I should imagine that's what she'd do. She's not that tough. She's not a stupid kid. What the hell did you argue about? See, I told Sheila, the kids know more than what she thinks. Terry's not too good. He's on a bit of a, what do they call it now when they're coming down off stuff? But he's asking us for stuff, but that's not going to work, is he? He needs to ask the doctors to give him something. I'm not giving him nothing. Look, I'll phone Claire and get some phone numbers for her mate's houses. Yeah, you ask Matthew. I'm sure that he'll know some of her mates and she could be at one of them places. Ring me back if you hear anything and I'll ring you back. Okay, tra. Hello, Claire. Right, I've just spoke to Mike. Leona and him have had an argument. She's run off and he's getting a bit worried about where she is. I said that she could be in one of her mates. So if you've got any numbers or just the names of that, where you can go and have a look. I know, I'm sorry, love. I'm just putting more on your head. I know. But she's not a stupid kid, I've told him this. I know. Yeah, Terry's now rattling. Well, he needs to ask the doctors for something. It's not down to us to give him anything. Ignore him.
No worries.
We'll be as bad as him if we do it. Right, I'm going to have to go back in because the doctors have just come out, so I want to go and see what they say. Okay, so will you give him a ring, tell him, and will you ring son? That's brilliant. Okay. Ta, love, ta.
Hi, Sheila. What? Oh, for Christ's sake, that's all I need. Yeah, she probably... Yeah, I've got some numbers. I've got a good idea. She's probably round Fiona's or something. Yeah, she's a sensible lass. I could see this coming. You know what I mean? She's stressed a bloody... Poor lass. You know what I mean? She's been getting really upset. I know. Yeah, no, I'll let you know. I'll make some phone calls. Oh yeah, rattling. He's rattling all right. Good bloody rattling myself. That I know. He's could do with a bloody drink myself. I know I shouldn't joke about it, but honestly, I really am, Sheila. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have you. I'm at the end of my tether. I really am. Yeah, I'll let you know. We'll just keep each other posted. Yeah, I feel like I'm losing it, to be honest, but I'm trying to keep it together. You know what I mean? It's affecting the kids. Yeah. I'll speak to you later. Bye.
Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed that episode. If you could like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, you know, every time we upload a new episode, that will be great, thank you. If anyone has been affected that was in today's episode, please do not hesitate to get in touch with Red Rose Recovery. And the website is www.redroserecovery.org.uk. Just please leave a message and one of our team members will get back to you as soon as possible. And thank you very much for taking the time. Goodbye.
Yes. Fantastic.
What's going to happen to Terry?
Need to comment what people want to happen, wonder what is going to happen. I'll tell you what, there's some Oscars out there. Lindsay, Barbara, Dan, in fact, everybody that takes part is just amazing because it is really hard because you're sort of like you're talking to a telephone, aren't you? Just like, so it is hard. I love it. I love it. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you. Oh, actually, hold on. Glenn from Red Rose wanted me to ask Shane how Dave Clark is.
Yeah, he's all right. Dave is a fantastic fella. He's doing good.
Right, Glenn. So I hope you heard that. So Dave Clark's doing good. He's all right. I just went on the comments and I was like, oh, I didn't realise there was a question I had to ask. So sorry about that. So thank you for that one.
So what we need you guys to do is get into the comments and see where you want this journey to go, where you want Terry to end up, what you want to see from family members and stuff like that. So yeah, we're on with our next guest, Emily. Are we now?
Well, so basically, he's a little bit nervous, but we've just got to give him lots and lots of love and support because we're all here behind you. So Daniel is going to share his life story for everybody. So like and share and give him lots of love. So it's over to you, Dan.
Thanks. Let me just pin my screen. So yeah, hi guys. I'm going to give you a little bit of my story. I tried to do this on group on Wednesday, and I was sort of up to 45 minutes, and I was nowhere near finished. Trying to cram in 25 years of using into half an hour seems an impossible task sometimes. So I'm gonna narrow it down a little bit. I'm gonna share with you my experience around addiction, how I got out of it, and what my hope is for the future. So yeah, my name's Daniel. I'm 41 years old. I currently live in Bedfordshire. I have a flat over in Lancashire. Lancashire is like my second home. You know, I love you guys up there. I miss you guys up there. But I am trying to build something down here while I'm down here. I came down here for lockdown with my new partner. You know, we've got an amazing relationship, and I'm so blessed to have such amazing people in my life today. But you know, it wasn't always like that. So I grew up in Bedfordshire, and all I wanted to do was play football. From the age of me knowing how to kick a ball, that's all I wanted to do. I came in from school, played football, come home, got me tea, went straight back out playing football. Got to a pretty decent standard of football, and then I had an injury at school, and I couldn't play anymore. That sort of led me down the wrong path, and like many people, started using recreational drugs, you know, ecstasy, cannabis, you name it, I was using it. When I got to the age of 16, I'd left school and become a plumber. You know, went to college and thought that was going to be my purpose in life. But it didn't work out like that. I was still using drugs, and when I was 19 or 20, I think it was when my mum got diagnosed with cancer. My drug use spilled into picking up heroin for the very first time. And I still remember where I took it. I was in a car with this girl, and she introduced me to it, and I ended up throwing up. But I did like the feeling from it. I liked the feeling of escape that it gave me, and I didn't really have to think about much. It felt like I was wrapped in cotton wool at times. Yeah, so my mum getting diagnosed with cancer, you know, it really affected my drug use, and my drug use got worse. And you know, I was talking to my dad. My dad's in the other room right now watching, and I was talking to my dad about it the other day, and I remember my mum was calling to my dad to find out where me and my brother were, and we were both out trying to score, and he was saying, you know, your mum's going to be gone soon. We need you to get to the hospital. And I was too busy out there. I was too busy using drugs and being selfish. And, you know, it's something that I've had to deal with. It's been 20 years since my mum died. You know, I couldn't talk about it for 8 years. Very closed off to talking about that sort of thing. So after my mum died, the pain just got worse. 3 months after my mum died, we found my best mate. Well, we didn't find him. His dad found him in a bath, drowned in a bath from an overdose. But it didn't stop me using. There's not many things that have stopped me using over these last 25 years. But that was a massive, massive time in my life, those two events that happened. I carried on with my plumbing, managed to get a job with British Gas and worked for British Gas for 5 years. But then the manipulation and the lying started coming in, and I ended up losing my job. And from then it was just, you know, a massive downhill. I'd moved away from Bedford and Milton Keynes, and I'd moved to Nottingham to try and start again. My brother had been up there. My brother was then, you know, when I moved up there, I think my brother was like 3 or 4 years clean and got himself a job. And I thought if I could just do what my brother was doing, I'd be all right. You know, for years and years, my brother and my dad said, if you just get a job, you'll be all right. Well, I know that's not to be, you know, it's not true. That's, we need people around us. We need that support. So yeah, when I moved to Nottingham, my using, so I went into an area of Nottingham. For people that are familiar with Nottingham, there's 3 sort of areas. So you've got Radford and 2 other parts, and they're very gang cultured, a lot of drug dealing, a lot of violent crimes. And I got sort of caught up in that, into the drug dealing world, and managed to get myself another addiction, which was shoplifting. And I really, you know, it was a real massive problem for me. My drug dealing wasn't successful because I'd smoke all my drugs. So for me to make up that money, I'd have to go out shoplifting. And it caused me to go to jail. When I come out of jail, that, you know, every time I went into jail, I would go in there and I'd be like, right, I'm going to cut down on my prescription. I'm going to come out clean, fresh, and try again. I've always had that in me, that motivation to get well, but just never knew how to. So yeah, come out of jail, there wasn't much support, and you can guess I ended up going back to the same thing that I knew, drug dealing, shoplifting, carrying out various crimes. So that went on for sort of 10 years. You know, I'd ring my dad when I'd had enough and come down and do a little bit of a detox down at his, get in an argument, go back up to Nottingham, start again. It was just like a vicious cycle that I couldn't get out of. I do want to just show my love and appreciation for my dad, because he's never given up on me. He's always been there for me. All the stuff that I've done to him over the years, the selfish person that I've been, he's always been there for me. So massive love for my dad and my brother. So yeah, in and out of jail, couldn't get out of that vicious cycle. Ended up homeless, living on the streets of Nottingham, until one day I met a guy in Nottingham, and he became my best friend. First and foremost, he was my dealer, but then became my best friend, and we sort of run a business in Nottingham, and for 5 or 6 years, and then he got diagnosed with lung cancer. So for 2 or 3 years, I was, you know, by his side, trying to run a business and look after him. And he ended up passing away. The guy never drunk, he never smoked. His motivation for drug dealing was to look after his family. My motivation for drug dealing was to get as many drugs in me as possible. That was my motivation. But a beautiful thing come out of that. You know, when he left his son, and I remember saying to him before he went, you know, I will clean up my act one day, and I will try and be a positive role model for your son. And you know, in the two years that I've been in recovery, I've had contact, you know, a lot of contact with his son. You know, we're best mates. We speak to each other, you know, 2 or 3 times a week. I haven't managed to see him during lockdown. So, you know, I miss him like mad, and I can't wait to see him again. So that was my sort of lead up. After my friend died, I sort of took over the business on my own, wasn't successful at all, and ended up becoming complacent on the street and bundled into a car and put in a basement for 11 days. They robbed me all of my drugs and my money. It was like the hardest 11. I haven't shared this with many people, so sometimes I can feel a little bit of emotion attached to it, and I'm okay with that today. So yeah, after being in that basement for 11 days, I'd had enough. I was sick and tired of the same old thing. But I didn't know what to do. I didn't have any clue. You know, my local drug agency would just prescribe me methadone, and I'd come and I'd make my excuses why I didn't want to sit and chat to you. I just want my methadone and I want to go. So after that event, I went down there and I just said to her, you know, there must be something else I can do. And she took me into this little room, and I can still picture it now. She opened up her laptop and she brought up this picture of this rehab, and it was Littledale Hall in Lancaster. And she said, "Oh, this looks nice." And do you know what? I never looked at another place because I just got a massively good feeling from looking at the photo. And what it is, it's like a picturesque house on a hill in the middle of nowhere. So I'm thinking to myself, well, I really haven't got anything to lose. You know, I can't shoplift anymore because I just haven't got the balls to do it anymore. I don't want to deal drugs anymore because it's just too dangerous for me. So after I said that I'd go to Littledale, we sort of come up with a plan, me and my dad, to do a detox, because over the years I've always managed to do my detox. That's never been the problem. The problem's been when I go back out, I can't not take drugs. I didn't know how to do it. So stopping it wasn't the problem. It was staying stopped. So we come up, in hindsight, it wasn't the best plan. We went into a hotel. While I went into a hotel in Luton for 11 days, I'd booked myself in. I think I was on 30 or 40 mil of methadone when I was there. For the first 5 or 6 days, I was doing good. I was reducing on my methadone, and I remember my dad transferred me some money, and I went to the cash machine in Luton Town Centre. Withdrew the £20, so I've got £20 in my jeans pocket. I'm walking through Luton Town Centre, and this guy approached me. You know, the way I looked then was I was so skinny, I was so gaunt, grey. He must have knew, you know, this guy's got a problem with drugs. Let's see what we can do here. And he ended up offering me drugs. I gave him my money, went back to the hotel room, ended up messing up my detox. Wasn't sure the next day whether my dad was going to pick me up, because he was very, very angry and upset and disappointed, and all them feelings that parents get about their kids. He felt all that, and it was only through his partner convincing him to drive me 4.5 hours up north to get me well. That's the only reason he did it. So I arrived at Littledale Hall. I had a carrier bag of clothes. I'd messed up my detox. I was on the phone actually on the way up there, speaking to the manager, and I was like, I've messed up my detox. You know, I don't know what I'm going to do. And she was just like, just get here. So I arrived there, you know, full of fear, full of anxiety, not knowing what to expect. You know, for the first month, I was withdrawing from the methadone. I was throwing up virtually every single day. But that resilience in me came out, and I kept saying to myself, keep your arse on the seat in there, no matter how hard it gets for you in there, just stay in there. And that's what I did. You know, I went in there with all sorts of issues, all sorts of behaviours that I didn't even know how to address, and they taught me how to address my behaviours, and started talking about the low points of my addiction. And I met some fantastically inspiring people. You know, David's one of them that joins us tonight, and another guy called Steve, who works at Littledale as a practitioner. Absolutely amazing guy, full of knowledge, and you know, really passed down some stuff that people can learn. So I come out of rehab in November 2018, moved to Accrington, just started getting myself about a bit, and linked in with Red Rose. I linked in with CSI and Inspire, Emerging Futures, all those guys in the east of Lancashire, and just started seeing what I could do to keep myself busy. First and foremost, I'd enrolled in college courses, you know, did some stuff with Emerging Futures, did some stuff with CSI, and you know, we ended up having a good little team in the east of Lancashire. I was made the chair of the Lancashire User Forum, and we put on a show at the Accrington Town Hall. Absolutely amazing. Me and Brad had actually done the speaker boot camp and had to give 2 minutes of ourselves in front of 200 people. And, you know, without that training from Red Rose, if you'd have told me that I was going to stand up in front of 200 people, I'd have called you a liar, because it wouldn't have happened. So I've had a lot of good times then. But because I was in a toxic relationship that I was in rehab and come out, still in it, sort of by April, I got kicked out of St James's. I had nowhere to go and had to move in with this girl. Verbal fights started happening on a daily basis, and I couldn't handle it. So I went off for a week using. Eventually the relationship broke down, and it just so happened that I was bidding on a property, and a property came up in Rosendale, and I took it. I didn't have anything in there, and my using kept me back out there for 8 months, because I just refused to pick up the phone to people to get help. I didn't know, you know, I was just full of shame, full of guilt, full of embarrassment, thinking, you know, I didn't think I was fixed when I come out of rehab, but I thought that I'd done a lot of work that would stand me in good stead. And that wasn't the case. So in that 8 months, you know, a couple of the guys were trying to reach out to me, and I was literally just blanking their calls through embarrassment and the shame and the guilt. But there was one person that I could ring who I knew that might be able to help me, and that was my dad. So I made a conscious decision to save up my methadone and try again. So I came down to my dad's Christmas Eve, year just gone. Did my detox at my dad's again. took my last bit of methadone on I think it was the 1st or the 2nd of January. Stayed down here for a couple of weeks because I knew that if I went back into that same environment, I mean, I didn't even have a mattress on my floor. I didn't even have knives and cups and plates and a toaster, kettle, you know, any basic things that people need to survive. I didn't have any of it. I didn't have any of it. So I got a lot of support from my family and friends. And, you know, when I got back into Lancashire, I went back up there with, you know, 2 bagfuls of stuff. My brother had bought me a new mattress. Brad had donated his bed to me, bless him. So yeah, it was one of them things that once I'd reached out and got the help, I was sort of getting back onto my journey. So I remember I arrived back into Lancashire on the 19th of January 2020, and had a conversation with a couple of the Red Rose Recovery staff members at the Lancashire User Forum in Nelson. And one of them turned around to me, he goes, "Oh, are you back now? You know, you ready to start doing some stuff?" And I wanted to say yes, but I said no. I said, I'm back, but I want to do things in my own time this time. I want to take my time coming back this time, because I know I've got to start from scratch again. I've got to take them baby steps. And that's basically what I did. I started connecting back with Red Rose Recovery and some of the other guys that are in recovery around Accrington, and started getting support around stuff. And then lockdown hit. So I'm in the middle of Rosendale. Our local shop had just shut down. I didn't have a car. So all that fear and anxiety came back, and I thought to myself, what am I going to do? You know, I'd got a new partner who lives in Bedfordshire, and got some advice and guidance around my decision making. And everyone thought that it'd be better off for me if I come down here and got the support from my family. And, you know, I've got an amazing partner who's so supportive of me. So I come down here for lockdown, started jumping on some of the groups that Red Rose put out, you know, started getting my face known about. Did that for 3 or 4 months. Then a part-time job come up. I think it was June or July, the part-time job come up. I'm going to share this. I actually went for a job at Inspire down here in Luton 2 weeks before Red Rose Recovery offered me that job as a recovery champion. And because I hadn't had an interview since British Gas, I was very, very unprepared for it and didn't end up getting it. But I look at that as a blessing and a lesson learned, because 2 weeks later, I got the phone call from Red Rose Recovery. I got the interview and got the job. You know, I love my job. I love being able to help people on a daily basis. I love that we can access the support as staff members. And we also have outside support that we can access. You know, Red Rose Recovery for me is, I don't know how to put it into words, but when I talk to other organisations, Red Rose Recovery is like the blueprint. So I'm sort of working with a charity down here while I'm down here called Community-Led Initiatives. And before Christmas, you know, we were going into a space and putting on a group, and I was trying to support them with that. And I ended up giving them a a bit of 5 ways to wellbeing. They'd never heard of the 5 ways to wellbeing. So I put on a little group. It was my first ever group in a community. This was, you know, to people that I'd never even done a group for before. Got some really good feedback. And it sort of progressed from there. And I got a full-time job a couple of months before Christmas. And I'm working on some different contracts. I'm working on one with We Are With You, where we support young people. I'm working on the Mind contract, which is a Hope and Beyond program. And also, we do a few other groups during the week. We do like a lockdown. It's called Lockdown Laughs, where we just have a bit of a quiz and a bit of a laugh. And then I put on a 5 ways to wellbeing on a Friday. I'm actually trying to get my volunteers through so they can take that group over in the future. If I've missed anything else, yeah, I don't think I have. So I'm going to leave it there. But yeah, thanks ever so much for the opportunity. Thanks for letting me share. You know, I feel very blessed and very grateful to be in the position that I am today. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Dan. Dan, I'm just so privileged to be a member of the team now and working with you. I think you're amazing. You make me giggle. I think your partner is amazing. She's a lovely lady. She helped me as well. Something that I was struggling with. The kids are brilliant. Your dad sounds fantastic. Big up Dan's dad. Yes, go on, mate. Well done. Respect, just that pure, unconditional love that he has shown you, and that is amazing. And your mum will be looking down and just be super proud of you, Dan. So thank you so much. The views were going up as well. I'm sure there's loads of comments. Just quickly, before I go to bed for the comments, there is a lady, Lucy back. Lucy, try not to panic, lovely. There's so many messages, and I know there's lots of mixed signals of who she can engage with and who can support her. I think Emma's going to ring you. If not, one of us will pick you up on Monday and speak to you on the phone. So try not to worry, sweetheart. There's lots of support. You can engage in different groups. It's just that I can just see her panicking. So Lucy, if you're still on and you're listening, we've got you back. We'll get you some help. Brad, comments, please, for Dan's share.
Plenty of love tonight. Glenn Costello, go Dan. Joe from Red Rose, go on Daniel. Popcorn at the ready. Stuart Watson, go on Dan, little child. We've got... I'm just trying to scroll through them all here. Jodie Clayton, come on, Dan, you're so strong. What an inspiration. Christopher Blenkhorn, Dan's a star. We've got hello, Daniel's dad. Your son is amazing. Emily Rook, love you, Dan. Red Rose Recovery never gives up on people, which is true. Stuart Watson.
Very true. Very true.
We've got... Sorry, just bear with us here. Sarah.
I think there was a lady wanted him to go on some going to prisons and talk, didn't she? Brad, did you see that one?
No, I didn't. No, I clicked off by accident, and I didn't get all comments that have come back up on my phone.
Go on, you carry on, and I'll see if I can find it.
Brilliant. That'd be brilliant. That. Yeah. So we've got Sarah Elizabeth Davis. I want to give thanks to Daniel. He has been a rock to me and many others through this lockdown. He has moved into my family and supported us all while being amazing on his own recovery journey and helping others on their recovery journey. I'm so proud to call Daniel my partner and my soulmate. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I found Denise Holland Ratcliffe. Truly inspirational, Dan. Would love to invite you to one of our prison motivational days when we are allowed to deliver interventions again. Well done. Yes, I found it, Brad. Sorry, I just remember reading it.
Yeah.
Your dad's become famous, by the way. Dan
I'm
is
a bit choked up. I'm really sorry, but I'm really choked up right now.
Well, you've got honestly so many people that are, you know, so grateful. I mean, like you say, it's a really deep share. That there's a lot going on. Do you know what I mean? And there's lots of. Oh, hold on, we've got another one here. We've got Joe. I've only known you for 8 days, Dan. So this is Joe from Red Rose. You're an amazing guy. Love and respect you, mate. Your share is so inspiring too. You keep up the good work. Love you, man.
Thanks, Joe.
Brilliant.
So much love. There's loads. Have we got any more, Brad?
Yeah, we've got more from Joe Red Rose. Love and respect to you, Dan. Willie McBlain, thanks for sharing. And Stuart Watson, proud of you, Dan. There's lots of love on here for you tonight.
Hold on. Dan, can you mention Archie and Lillian, please?
Oh, sorry. So Archie and Lillian are Sarah's son and daughter. Archie's actually been on the show. I think it was one of our first or second shows, and he's got a dad with addiction problems. So he came on and gave his life story. A very, very inspiring young man. And yeah, I love them too. They're brilliant.
I've met them. We did a pumpkin making competition.
Yeah.
Sarah, beautiful. Her kids are beautiful. Dan's beautiful. But Archie, yeah, I do want to say, Archie, you were a superstar. My daughter, same age, and sat and listened to your share, and it inspired her because she's grown up with her mum in addiction. She's seen what it does. So Archie, huge love to you. Sorry, Brad, I interrupted you. I'm sorry. It was just that I saw that.
Absolutely
carry on?
fine. So
Do you want to carry on?
Bev Webster, I love Dan's story. I thought it was a film when he talked about it, and I realised it was his story. Bev Webster again, he is a massive support. And Christopher Blencorn has put, glad you didn't get the job. I think he meant because otherwise you won't be working where you are today, supporting so many people. Yeah, there's loads, just trying to get through them all.
Dan, I hope your head can get out of the bedroom when you've finished, you know, because it's swollen. Autographs because of Puzzle Productions as well, you know, because you're such a star.
Thanks.
That is, Dan, when you've gathered yourself together and you've got yourself together, that was amazing. So much love. I think you wanted to connect the next bit in a song or something that you were going to ask David to do.
Yeah, so you know, when I've already touched on this. So when I was in Littledale, and David came in, and you know, he had his story up in the projector. Yeah, I must confess I had to run out of the room because it hit a nerve with me. And I was a blubbering mess outside that room, and I had to come in and compose myself. And when I actually sat there and watched his video and just saw him as a person, it just inspired me. I've met not a million, but quite a few inspiring people along the way. And David is definitely one of them. And he played this song called Creep, and I'll never forget it. And he's going to take it away for us right now. So thanks ever so much.
Cheers, thanks, Dan. And thank you for sharing your story. It definitely resonated with me. And big shout out to your dad, to your girlfriend, to your family, and everybody else. And thanks for sharing as well, Brad, Emily, and people in the background. But yeah, this is Creep, and I've always wanted to learn to play other people's music. And I met a guy, it's an open G, I think. So it just tunes the guitar up differently. So this is my rendition of Creep. So I've not played this for a while, so you have to bear with me. When you see before, look you in the eye, just like an angel. skin makes me cry. Float like a feather, beautiful. Wish you were special. You're so very special. But I'm a queen. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I talk on the phone. I wanna have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. I wish you were special. You're so very special. But I'm a queen. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. No, no, because she's running in my soul. 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 Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. Honestly, I'm just in awe of you. Honestly, I just think you're the talent. Massive, massive respect to you. That's amazing.
Can I ask you a question, David?
Yeah.
So we've managed to hook Ben SOS up with a brick fund, and he's going to come into the east of Lancashire. This is in part with Red Rose Recovery's Got Talent. So the guys that were on Red Rose Recovery Got Talent, we're going to make an album. I'd like you to come down and do some filming around that, you know, when we're allowed to.
Yeah, fantastic. I would love to.
Let's get these guys connected in, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to making a start on that. It's really an exciting project that we've got coming.
I'm hoping he's going to put me in his video as well. I'm really excited. I'm a bit starstruck, so you know, get me.
We'll be in it.
Yeah, and also still need some participants for the prison TV. So I'm still looking for people. So Emily, could be you.
Yeah.
If you wanna get your face in prison.
Yeah, we'll do it. It's nearly been there anyway. It's been in a few police stations.
Wanted.
Oh wow, Brad, is there any comments?
Yeah, there's some comments here. Bev Webster, yes, love this song. Stuart Watson, Get Prepared, Creep by Radiohead. We've got Barbara Potts, parents need supporting, addiction is crushing. Very true. Willie McGlynn, all of you have smashed it tonight. Bev Webster, proud of you all. And we've got Andy Kamer. Wow, great stuff. Respect for the song. You are great, mate. David Simpson. I can't say that word. All my days. Can't cope. That's what he means by that. Joe Red Rose. Love Arts. Plenty of love. Christopher Blencorn. Praying Hands. David Simpson. Sad song. Jim Burns. Your Tops. Stuart Watson again. I think Radiohead. Thorm York Esp would approve. Joe Red Rose. Thank you, David. Amazing song. I think we can all relate to that. Willie McBlain. Great, man. So beautiful song. You put so much into that song. Bev Webster. Yes, he's on the list.
Brilliant.
And Chris Rowlands, Praying Hands, Love Arts. Thank you, David.
Oh, I know Chris from way back. Really good lad.
You've got lots and lots of support and love on here. Absolutely. Fantastic. Dan, is there anything you want to say? Do we need...
I just want to say a massive thank you for our guests coming on. David, thanks ever so much for playing a couple of songs and giving us a little bit of a share. Shane, thanks ever so much for coming on. Brilliant stuff. Brad, thanks for coming on to do the comments. Emily, should we just give the guys a quick heads up to what's happening with Bev? Because, you know, Bev used to host this with me, and she's sort of taken a step back because this is what the Lancashire User Forum's about. It's about volunteers coming through and giving them the opportunity to do something like this. So I'm hoping in a couple of weeks, it'll be you and Brad that takes this.
What do you reckon, Brad? The Duchess of Helmshire and the Duke of Burnley. Do you reckon we can smash this?
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, brilliant job, guys. Emily, absolute pleasure working with you now.
I know.
And thanks ever so much for all you do.
No, thank you, and lots of love to Bev, because I know she's not been feeling too well as well. So lots of love to Bev. She's a superstar. Love working with her. I've really enjoyed. I've been working now a couple of weeks, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's mad how I started. You know, came into the groups probably in June when I'd come out of another try of going out to the, you know, doing addiction again. Didn't work again as usual. So I came in and then became a volunteer quite soon, and then ended up with a job. So it was amazing, honestly. The support, without these people, I don't know where I'd be, to be quite honest. So it just goes to show, you know, that people can do it, and it's just getting that support out there. But no, thank you, Dan. Thank you. Oh, and Sarah's just put, Bev is a strong, inspirational woman. She is.
Do you know what? Me and Bev, we talk on the phone at 9 o'clock in the morning. We probably have 4, 5, 6 conversations during the day. And, you know, she's been there at the start of my journey into recovery and continues to support me day in, day out. Absolutely amazing woman. Absolutely amazing woman, and bends over backwards for all of us. So I think, you know, we're right by saying as a charity as a whole, we're very lucky to have Bev working for us. So massive.
And I also want to say hello to Alison. Shout out to Alison, because she's my supervisor. I love Alison. She keeps me in check. She keeps me in with my boundaries, because I like to know. I'm not very good on boundaries.
Me neither.
Not very good on boundaries. So
we're okay with that today, but we can work on it.
Work on that. So yeah, I've absolutely enjoyed tonight. I don't know if Pete wants to come in and say anything. If Pete wants to come in and touch up with anything, Peter, if you're there.
Keep talking.
Hello, Peter, are you there? He's obviously not there.
He is there because
Peter!
I've got too much food.
It might have been too much. He's probably just gone and had a sleep or something.
Emotional.
I just wondered if he wanted to say anything because it's like 10 minutes before, or whether we were just going to finish. Wasn't sure. Thought if he was there, but he's not answering, is he? So no.
He might be on phone, sadly.
He might be on the phone.
No, sorry, my partner. She's cooking tea.
Yay!
What are you
Obviously,
having,
steak,
Brad? What are you having?
Steak tonight.
Oh, look at him.
She's treating me.
Oh, fantastic. He's cut your hair and you're having steak.
Brad, do you want to just share, just really, really quickly, the sort of places that we were at when I relapsed? Because you was in the exact same place as me, weren't you?
Yeah, so just briefly, we kind of, so I met Dan in Accrington. I was in a recovery house over there, and I was still on 70 ml of methadone at the time, and Dan was like several months clean. And I was working with Red Rose Recovery myself, trying to get involved and things like that, and they helped me a lot. And I was reducing down on my medication, so we kind of relapsed at the same time.
Yes.
I ended up in a recovery center, in a treatment center, and I got myself clean. And I think I was no longer than 10 days off my medication, and I ended up relapsing, and I ended up back to what I know. I ended up back in Burnley, and I had all these plans in me, and I weren't going to use and all that sort of stuff. But I will bang at it. I was using, as soon as I stepped foot in that town, I was back at it again. And I remember when he rang me up one time, did Dan, and I was quite shocked because I didn't know he'd relapsed, and he told me, he basically asked me if I could get for him, and at first I wouldn't do. I said no,
yeah.
But because even not many people would do that. I've always had a place for Dan in my heart, but he said to me he'd already been using for a couple of weeks, and things like that, and I was still quite hesitant whether to do. But cut a long story short, I did. I ended up meeting him with, and we're in it together for about, I don't know, we're a good 6 months.
Yeah.
Of absolute pain and misery and things like that, and we'd have a use up, and we'd always talk about getting sorted, even though we might have been using together. We were using against our will, if that makes any sense. We didn't want to use, but we couldn't stop using.
Yeah.
But we'd always talk about recovery, and we want to get back into recovery, and and everything we said we've done. What we said we were going to do, we've done.
Yeah.
And I've only known him for, I think it's about 1.5 to 2 years. But the journey that I've been through with him is priceless. He's a special friend. He well and truly is. I remember I was trying to get back into recovery. I remember when he went down to his dad's, and so when he went down there, that pushed me that little bit more extra to want to get sorted myself. So he inspired me a lot when he went to his dad's. I remember when he was down there, we were ringing each other every day and things like that, and they were having sleepless nights. And so when he come back, I think I went into another treatment, well, the same treatment centre that had relapsed a year before that. About 2 days after he come back up from his dad's, and he mentioned that bed, and I found out I got that place. I went home that day and I sold everything in my house, absolutely everything. But and I kept that bed. I gave him, offered money for it and things like that. I thought, no, I can't take it. And I remember when he come and picked it up, he'd only been down there 2 weeks, about 3 weeks it were, weren't it? 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
And the change with him, them space of 3 weeks, it were amazing. he'd put weight back on. He had that glow back in his face. He had that colour, and I just thought, wow, you know. And then he supported me throughout my journey in recovery as well, through Glen Valley, out there through Emerging Futures. And last time I seen him, we went for that meal at Old Cobblers in Rosendale.
Yeah.
I think, oh no, it weren't. So I seen you a little bit after that. You come up, didn't you, with Sarah? We went out for a cup of coffee. Yeah. You know, so, but yeah, I think I got to know him a lot more in the madness, if that makes any sense. And it's brought us to where we are today. You know, but
I just want to thank you, Brad, for your friendship. You know, I've got another little friend that come into recovery with me the first time, and he's laid up in hospital as we speak. So I want to give him a shout out. Most people know him, little gingerhead, fiery little thing called Jack. Big love to you, man. We're here when you're ready to connect with us, and yeah, get yourself.
What's the love, Jack? Get well soon, Jack.
Yes.
Yeah, get well soon, Jack. So yeah, that's the end. Thanks ever so much, guys, for a great show tonight. Yeah, I got a bit emotional doing that, but I'm okay with that today. Back in the day, I would have used on that, but not today. So thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, David. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Shane. It's been lovely. Thanks, Peter, wherever you are in the background somewhere.
Thanks, Pete.
And thank you, Dan.
Right, that's it. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a nice night.
Bye-bye. Take care, everybody. Stay safe.
Bye.